Welcome back to another Tech in 10 explainer. So over our last couple of sessions, we've looked at utilities like TDM and Logiru, which, are absolutely fantastic for making everyday Python development a whole lot more pleasant. But today, we're shifting gears, or moving beyond those to tackle a really foundational architectural topic: how to properly separate your application settings from your source code using a remarkably simple library called python-decouple. This is going to build directly on those environment-based config concepts we dove into back in our fifth explainer. But before we introduce today's hero, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the dreaded silent none bug. You've almost certainly faced the frustration of manual string conversions with traditional environment variables, right? We've all been there. You need a simple true or false flag, but because environment variables are inherently strings, you end up writing this clunky, messy code just to check if that string matches the actual word true. Or even worse, someone forgets to set the variable entirely and your app just quietly receives a none value without throwing any sort of clear wording. It's a nightmare. So here's how we're going to map out the solution today. We'll start with the standard .env string limitation, introduce type safety with decouple, explore smart defaults, compare the overall configuration tool spectrum to help you choose the right tool for the job, and then we'll wrap up with a practical implementation summary. All right, section 1, the .env string limitation. Let's revisit our foundation on environment-based configuration and really agitate that core pain point. You know the standard python.env approach, right? You store config values in a separate .env file and load them with os.environ.get. It's a respected industry standard for sure. But here's the catch. That manual approach always returns a plain string. This literally forces you to write code specifically to check if a string equals true. And if a user totally forgets to set that required variable, os.environ.get just quietly returns none. No red flags, no immediate warnings whatsoever. The python-decouple way, on the other hand, is specifically designed to just eliminate that entire manual checking process. Moving right along to part 2, type safety with decouple. Let's see how this library builds a crucial layer of safety on top of the .env pattern. If you remember what we discussed regarding Pydantic back in Explainer 54, python-decouple gives us that same magic, automatic type coercion right out of the box. So instead of you personally having to write logic to convert strings into Booleans or integers, python-decouple just handles the translation for you automatically. It's such a small change, but it is incredibly meaningful because it ensures your application actually receives the data type it explicitly expects. It's honestly ridiculously easy to implement. Once you run a quick pip install for python-decouple, you just import the config function. You drop in the variable name, and then simply pass in cast equals bool or cast equals int. The library safely and automatically converts the string directly into your expected type behind the scenes. It gives you that awesome automatic type coercion behavior we loved in Pydantic, but in a much more lightweight package. Okay, section 3, smart defaults and fallbacks. This is where we build our defense against those subtle missing variable bugs. This ties perfectly back to the optional fields concept we've talked about before. By just tossing a default parameter right alongside your cast requirement, you are explicitly stating exactly what values should be used if someone forgets to set the variable. So it's something like config, debug, default equals false, cast equals bool. This completely neutralizes that silent none problem. You're in total control of the fallback logic, which keeps your application perfectly stable even when the environment is misconfigured. The search order mechanics here are actually super fascinating. Python-decouple gives you a bit more flexibility compared to standard .env's strict focus on file loading. It checks sources in a very specific, smart order. Step 1. It checks your actual operating system environment variables directly. If it doesn't find the variable there, step 2 is falling back to your local .env file. This is brilliant because it seamlessly prioritizes your production system variables for live deployment, while conveniently falling back to the familiar file-based approach when you're just tinkering on your local machine. Section 4, the configuration tool spectrum. Because as technical professionals, we don't just need to know how to use a tool, we need to know exactly when it makes sense to use it over the alternatives. Think of these tools on a spectrum. Standard python.nd is totally fine for simple, untyped strings, and its massive community support makes it a solid default for basic stuff. On the totally opposite end, as we saw in Explainer 55, PyYAML is great for complex nested configurations, and Pydantic settings is your go-to when you need to define comprehensive, heavily validated models. Python-decouple sits right in the sweet spot.
It is explicitly optimized for simple, flat configurations that genuinely need type safety. It's a perfect lightweight alternative when you really don't want to define a massive pydantic model just to safely load a handful of variables.
And finally, Section 5, Practical Implementation and Summary. Let's ground all this theory with a concrete, realistic scenario tying back to our earlier Flask and Django explainers.
Picture this. You're spinning up a Flask or Django app. You specifically need a few distinct configuration values. Let's say a database connection string, a maximum upload file size specified as an integer, and a Boolean flag for whether email notifications are enabled. By using python-decouple, you properly load and type every single one of these values alongside a sensible default right there in a single unified line of code. No multi-line if statements hunting for the string true, just clean, safe, reliable configuration.
So, to quickly summarize our best practices, absolutely reach for python-decouple whenever your app's config includes multiple Boolean or numeric settings. It'll completely eliminate those manual string conversion bugs. Always provide explicit, sensible default values whenever it's reasonably safe to do so. And lastly, lean on that built-in system-to-dot and fallback mechanism to make sure your app transitions smoothly across all your different deployment environments. I'm going to leave you with that final thought as we gear up for our next explainer. We'll be extending our utilities block into the wild world of test data generation by covering Faker, which is a remarkably useful and honestly just fun library for generating highly realistic test data. If today's explainer helped clarify how to properly manage typed application configuration, make sure you're subscribed. We still have 14 more awesome packages ahead of us in this series. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.